Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Barb. I'm with the E1 Popdock support team, and welcome to this portion of today's E1 Reconnect and Reimagine event. I will be showing you how to go beyond SharePoint lists in Teams. This will show you how the Teams Popdock extension can help benefit your team channels and meetings. By installing the Popdock extension in Teams, it opens up the ability to virtually integrate any of your lists that you create in Popdock, and any of these customized report or charts that you build can then be easily shared in Teams by using a Popdock widget. All right, first things first, go ahead and head over to appsource.microsoft.com, and you want to do a search for Popdock. Once you get those results back, you'll see a few different options here. Go ahead and click Get It Now on the one for Popdock for Teams. Just follow those steps and continue to get it installed into your Microsoft Teams. And then once it's completed, go ahead and open up Teams. Once you have your Teams open and your Popdock extension is installed, you want to go head over to the team that you want to add the extra tab to show a Popdock widget. And for the example here, I am in Popdock Demo and I created this sales channel here. So inside the sales channel, you can see there's a few tabs here for files, wiki, and posts. I'm just going to add a new tab, and if your Popdock extension doesn't automatically show here, you can go ahead and do a search for it. In this case, mine's showing, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Popdock. And then here you'll see a few boxes that we need to add some data in to configure the widget. So it looks like it needs a widget ID and parameters. I'm going to first show you an easy one that doesn't require parameters. And we just need to head over to Popdock so that we can create that. All right, here in Popdock, I'm going to go ahead and show you a list for one of our ERP connectors. I'm going to go ahead and choose it here. I'm just going to choose Dynamics and choose a company. And I'm going to choose the sales group and just grab this sales line items list. So in this sales line items list, I'm going to change this list over to a chart. And then I'm going to define my settings for my chart. I think a good one here for this example is maybe the top 5 salespersons. So I'm just going to head and change the category to salesperson ID. And for the value field, it's already set to extended price, and that's basically what I wanted. So if you see here, just by hovering over one of these bars for a salesperson, it's going to give you the value. I want to go ahead and show the value on top of the bar. That makes it a little easier when you're visually looking at it. And that looks good. It's in descending order, and it's already set to 5. So that's what I wanted to show the top 5 salespersons. So this is a pretty good chart here, and it's ready to go. I'm just gonna save it as a favorite so I can then add it to a widget. So if I go in here and give it a name, and go ahead and save it. Once that favorite is saved, you want to go ahead and go over to the menu here and go to Developer. This will take you over to where we create the widget. So in this widget section here, you can see there's some already created. I'm going to go ahead and add a new widget. I'm going to give it the same name as the favorite, top 5 salesperson. The type is going to be a simple single list. And because of the chart, you want to choose single list as the option just so it shows the chart. And here I'm going to go ahead and choose the favorite. So same options as the list. And then the last option is choosing the favorite that you saved. So now that I have this configured, let's go over to fields, which this is going to be a chart, so there's nothing needed here. Parameters, I will show you how to configure that here later. Options, this is just the options that you want to show when viewing the widget. I'm just going to go ahead and leave everything unselected for this example. Most of this is already configured, so the last thing that we need is this widget ID. So you want to go over here to the embed codes, grab the widget ID, and then you want to head back to Teams, and that's where you enter the widget ID here in this field. Once that's added, you can go ahead and hit Save after you click off the field, and that's going to give you the chart that we just created inside of your teams now. And this is something that you can use to share with the sales team if you put them all in the same channel, and they'll be able to have access to this chart. There's no other options added, so this is all they get. They're only able to visually see the chart. And this will stay updated based on that list. So if they have more sales that come in, it's going to automatically increase these numbers. You can definitely customize that report and make it filter to monthly and things like that if you wanted to narrow it down a little more. Okay, so now that you've seen how to add a simple widget to Teams, I want to show you another option using the parameter field. So if I add a new tab and choose the Popdock extension, you'll see here we have this parameters tab. So let's show you an example of how to use that. We're going to head back to Popdock. And what we're going to do is going to use the same widget we created for this top 5 salesperson. We're just going to add a parameter to it. If I switch back over here to list, there's a lot of fields here. So I just want to filter this by a certain parameter. In this case, I think a good one would be by this item number field. And this is a high dollar item here. Maybe I just wanted to know how many salespeople have sold this item and how many. So if I just grab this item number here and then I went over to developer so we can go edit the widget. We want to edit the widget that we just created. And if we go to the parameters section here, you'll see there's an option to add a URL parameter. If you click this link here, it pops open the window and you want to give the parameter a name. The easiest way to do this is just give it a simple all lowercase name, no spaces if there's multiple words. For this case, I'm just going to do number for item number, just NO. So the field then that you want to choose is make sure you choose item number field that we want to use as the parameter. And required in this option is not necessary, so I'm just going to leave that unchecked and go ahead and click add. So now that that parameter is created, we can go back over to Teams, and I'm gonna have to go back and grab the widget ID, but I just want to show you here how you enter the parameter. So it's going to be NO equals and then the value that you want it to be. So that was copied over from the row there, the item number. And now I just need to go and grab the widget ID again. So copy and paste that over. And once you click off the field, you can then save it. And when you're adding these tabs, it does automatically name it Popdock. And you can go ahead and rename those just by right clicking on it and choosing rename. So let's see, this is top 5 salespersons. And this one you can now see that it's filtered and showing that each one of these salesperson has sold one of those items. I can definitely change this to the item quantity to get a count if you wanted. In this case, I left it with the extended price using the same widget, so it stayed with the extended price value, and now it's filtered down to only showing that specific item number. Now that I've shown you how to add a widget to Microsoft Teams using a parameter and one without a parameter, I just want to show you that there's a lot of different options of the type of widget you can have. It doesn't have to be a graph. You can go back and save this list as a favorite, and you can show all the data from a list. Another option is I'm going to go back to developer here and show you the Business Central widget that gets automatically generated when you add a Business Central connector. Go ahead and edit that widget and go to embed code so I can grab the widget ID. And then I'm going to go over to Microsoft Teams and just add another tab here. Choose Popdock and just going to paste that widget ID. I'm going to save that. And so exactly how, if you've seen our Business Central widget inside of Business Central, this is exactly how you see it. And it's a multi-list widget, so you get every list that's been added to this widget. I'm gonna click on one example here just to show you one that has a lot more different options. If you have multi-company, this brings a multi-company drop down, so you can choose the company that you want to see the data from. And then this widget also has a lot more options turned on to where you can export it as an Excel file, create your own favorites within the widget, filter it and refresh it, as well as add and remove columns, and then the details here. And this just kind of shows how far you can go with a widget inside of Teams. This is a customers list here, and if I wanted to look at the details here for orders on a customer, all I have to do is highlight that customer, and it shows me the orders that that customer has. And that's just another example of how you can show your data, have it available to a user in Teams, and they can actually click on it and it be fully functional for them to get, the data that they want. They can filter it themselves. They can, add and remove columns. Um, it just hopefully opens up your imagination to more options of things that can benefit your company, and showing it inside your Microsoft Teams, to your managers, to your, executives, if you had to do a demo for them and show them specific details about how the company's doing. And that's pretty much all I have for you today. And hopefully you've enjoyed this portion of the event, and hope you continue to go to more of our other events. Thank you.